Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get to sort of a formal part of the meeting at around about 8 o'clock. In the meantime, what we're going to do is serve some food. We'll be running around with some trays of some food, so we'll offer that to you in a moment. The bar is there. I would like to offer you the services of the bar. There's beer, wine, soft drinks, coffee if you like. So that'll be provided for you. Thank you very much for attending. We'll be wandering around in a moment with some trays of food, and we'll get to sort of individually greet you and say thank you very much for attending. I have to say, it is marvellous to have you all here tonight. Thank you very much. I'll be around and speak to you individually in a moment. Again, thank you for making the effort to be here. It's extremely encouraging. It just boosts all our members, our committee members put a great effort in, and it just encourages us to do more. So thank you for being here. First of all, I think Steve Sullivan's going to address you with a small secretary's report.
Correspondence. We do correspond with our kindred groups around Australia and in New Zealand. So last night was the Victorian group, HTPAA meeting. The Western Australian group shares their May newsletter, and the New South Wales group shared their bulletin, and they had a tool sale last Sunday. The New Zealand group, we have their March 2022 collector magazine, so Jules Flight, who's in the room from New Zealand, he can talk about that, but we really appreciate getting these high quality publications that we put in our library and share with our members. So thank you very much, Jules, for sharing that. We had a donation of books, and we're also interested in books and trades, and so this was from Richard from Hawthorn, contacted us a few weeks ago, and there's a whole lot of different technical books there on metalworking and woodworking and things, so that'll go into our library.
Royal Showgrounds from the 3rd to the 5th of June, which is like 2 weeks away, and they've asked if we will display. So we need, as I said, we need about 12 people. It's over 3 days.
What you see here is the physical and tangible outcomes of our efforts. This is part of our events arm, and when we attend an event with our marquee and our boards and our van outside, we roll up and we have a rolling museum. And this is only a small part of it. There are a few more other tables and a few other displays that sort of make that area, make that event. And it's been something that we've been building over a long period of time. But one of the highlights, we were very, very fortunate in our early establishment to have these two boards of tools belong to a family of William Koenig Phillips. And he was an early immigrant to Australia in around about 1860. And we believe that these tools were responsible for the building of the spiral staircase in the Newmarket Hotel on the corner of North and West Terraces. Certainly if they didn't build it, they installed it. So they've formed the backbone of our collection, and we still have two other trunks of other tools that as we build more boards we will sort of exhibit those as well. And then along with that we started to assemble various other tools that come along the display. So, but the bottom line is that we're not only about woodworking, we're into every aspect of tools. I guess, for want of a better description, from the Stone Age to the Space Age, the blacksmiths get a good look in, the jewellers, the leather workers, all those sort of characters and all those sort of wonderful sort of trades get a good look in. So this is our events arm, and we also have a library and archive arm, which the library consists of something like 400 or 500 books, and now we just added a donation, another broader aspect of books. We have documents from families, from their parents who've had their indentures or whatever, so we hold documents as well. We also have a publishing arm, where we publish our minutes of our meeting, and we're sort of hoping to sort of put together a newsletter, and hopefully we'll get down the track where we can actually follow the New Zealand Vintage Tool Collectors Club and put out our own journals. on a regular basis. And we have an education arm, which we attend various clubs, groups, and talk to them on a variety of aspects about tools, tool collecting and technologies. And now we have ourselves a social director. We're hoping to take our club to other outside areas, and we are very, very fortunate to have a strong connection with the New Zealand Vintage Tool Collectors Group. And it gives me great pleasure now to introduce to you Jules Flight, the President of the New Zealand Vintage Tool Collectors Club. He's going to say a few words to you. Jules.
Well, it's great to be here. I'm not going to do a haka. I can do one, but I won't. I think it's a little bit overexposed. I find that SAHTA at the moment is a very energetic organisation. You're vibrant, just look around. The turnout you've had tonight, it's just wonderful. Ours is the New Zealand Vintage Tool Collectors Club. We have probably focused on collecting rather than the use of the tools and the trade they were associated with. And I know you do that, and we're very envious of that. In fact, I'm very envious about a lot of things tonight.
Good. You made me here, I
Any club needs stars, and our stars are the two things. It's our magazine, and secondly, the options. Website, I think your website's better than ours. Ours needs refreshing. Finally, what's the future? Well, I see the power tools over there, and we've wrestled with this one. We're the Veteran Tool Collectors Society, but with cars you have veteran, vintage, classic. Why don't we do this in tools? So another power tools, and there are some classic power tools. We're trying to get people interested in that. We haven't quite got around to chainsaws yet. Finally, my greatest fear is that when I die, my wife will sell my tools at the price I told her that I bought them at. Okay, thank you very much. I'm in Uganda, and I might see some of you at the spot meet Sunday. Yeah, at Sunday. Thank you very much.
It's time for a few thank yous. First of all, I just sort of mention Joe and Angela, who Angela runs the bar and Joe sort of catered tonight. Fantastic work. They're just marvellous. Thank you. Mitcham Council, especially Karen Hockley, they gave us money, and we might want some more, so we've really got to thank them. Also Alice Dodd. Alice is from UniSA, and she unfortunately was unable to attend tonight, but Alice sort of made available some of her students through various courses that they ran. One of them was Thomas Rennie, who helped put together our website. So we really need, with Steve Sullivan, so we really need to thank Alice for putting those opportunities for us, and also for our film crew here, Alison Buckley and Steve Demetrio. Thank you very much. We also had a young lad, Oliver Quixley, who we engaged at one stage, and he's unfortunately not here, but again, from the film and video section of the UniSA. And of course, it can't go unsaid, Deb Tribe from ABC 891 Radio. With our dulcet-toned radio man, the communicator royal, tonight there was an effect. They went on Saturday, was it Saturday morning, and from that immediately, I think we've had 3 responses of donated tools, and we've had quite a few people coming along tonight who've heard of the event tonight. So the opportunity for a reach beyond these 4 walls comes from that radio, and hopefully down the track from our major man, our star. You never know, down the track if we can get some money, we'll put him on TV, and he will be our very own superstar.
John Such was north of Port Augusta, and he heard it up there.
There you go. So there you go. There's the reach. It just goes so quickly. So we really need to engage in the future. That's part of our future. Our membership, strong, active, supportive. And also to those members who have displayed tonight, thanks very much for bringing those. And and sharing them with people, because that's part of the deal. And when we have those meetings, you bring out stuff and you're sharing it, you're letting people sort of engage with you. And some people don't get to understand what certain things are, but because you bring them out, they get to. And that's part of the deal. So, our librarians, Jeff Scott, great mate, Larry Wakely, John Tarrant. As I keep saying, it's an outstanding effort for what some people might think is an undervalued asset, but it is an asset. And don't give up on it, lads. Just keep doing your work. Thank you very much for putting on the display tonight. Bloody excellent. Natalie Walters. She puts together our Facebook presence. Unfortunately, Natalie couldn't be here tonight, so we thank her for sort of pushing the buttons and giving us another electronic experience outside of these four walls. And the committee, past and present. Doug Scott, who cannot be with us tonight, he passed away some time ago, but Doug was always a valued sort of supporter of us, and he showed up and he always was always there helping us. Hugh Benja, great mate. Rob Rundle, thank you mate. Philip Erickson, where are you? Oh, there he is, beautiful. Yeah, we'll have to get you on radio too, he's got that lovely tone of voice. John Bigelow, who couldn't be here tonight, John's unfortunately sort of COVID isolated. Kim Denver, auctioneer, who extracts that final dollar for us. Peter Waters is a founding member. He's our events coordinator. He's our crew chief. And he also is our resurrector of our van. Because the van has its problems from time to time, but Peter puts the effort in, he always makes it work. Thank you, man. Fantastic effort. Steve Sullivan, our secretary, communicated to all. This is a big job, mate. It's continually liaising with all the other Australian clubs and also our overseas friends. So thank you, mate. Excellent work. And to Graham McLeod. There is that back. Now, Graham is our treasurer and he holds the purse strings and he's paying for tonight, so don't upset him. Right? So I have to say, over the last few months, we have worked on the finer details of tonight. An outstanding effort, man. Fantastic work. And also with Steve. You're all here tonight because of that. And thanks, man. That's just exceptional work. It doesn't get any better than that, you know. It's really, that's what the clubs are all about. It's just that continual scenario. So this is our history. And the people that build it and maintain it. But what about the future? Our future is, we want SAHTA to be seen as the appropriate authority in the fields of tools, trades and technology. So we look to you for your investment. And by that I mean your acknowledgement of our existence and our worth. We'll get your money later. So South Australia has a rich history of technology achievement which must be preserved, honoured, shared. From a digging stick to a rotary hoe, to automobiles and rocket launches. We're the best dry weather farmers in the world. We had exceptional characters. People like David Shearer built the first steam car. Harold Clisby did some fantastic sort of building around here. Sir Mark Oliphant, Andy Thomas, and let's not forget Henry Hope. Individually, our respective organisations pursue their missions but collectively, we tell an even greater picture. So, it's up to me and it's up to you. Let's get it together, keep it together, and tell it together. Thank you. The evening is not over. I'm sorry, I just encourage you to stay a little bit longer and mingle and maybe go and get yourself another drink. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
As a past meeting member, that was a great speech, but someone we haven't honoured, and we all wouldn't be here tonight without this wonderful gentleman. So I think a round of applause for David.